Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you want to see a DIY go wrong, keep watching this. So what I have here is a whiskey bottle, and it has a cute little rabbit on the front that is indented on the glass. But the sides of this is pretty square, so I thought it would be good to put these rounds on, these glass rounds, and these were given to me by a good friend of mine, Gilda. Thank you, Gilda. And I'm just hot gluing these down onto my bottle. Now, this is mistake number one. Even though when I put these down, I couldn't pull them up, they didn't stay. So, when you're gluing on glass to glass, what you do is use some E6000 and then you use a drop of hot glue. The hot glue is going to keep it on the glass until the E6000 sets up, and then the E6000 is going to keep it on there forever. So that was mistake number one by just using hot glue. Don't do that. Now I'm just going around the bottle with these tan glass half beads. So I'm going around the top, the sides, the sides of this and the bottom, kind of making a rectangle. There's a stray kitty on my back porch. He's looking in my door. He's a pretty big kitty. A feral kitty. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I'm just making a rectangle around this side of my glass bottle. So I get it all around with the tan ones, and then I'm going to go on the inside of it with the green ones. And you kind of have to go through your glass half beads there to determine which ones fit together best, kind of like a puzzle. So I find the three that fit in there, and I'm just going to hot glue those down. And then what I'm going to do is go down the side and dry fit my next row of beads. Because, they're all different sizes and everything, and you got to figure out which ones, fit in there, like I said, like a puzzle. So again, I'm just taking my hot glue and gluing them down. The hardest part is figuring out which ones to use, which ones will fit in there. The gluing down part, that's easy. And if you've done anything like this before and it turned out okay, let me know what you did. So once I get my green ones on, then I have these little bit larger yellow ones, and I'm just putting the glue in the center of what is left on the bottle there where no, open space is. And then I'm turning these sideways. So I do one on one side, one on the other side, so I'm alternating, you know, right and left the way that I'm turning the yellow ones. So they kind of poke out a little bit, but I think that gives interest to the bottle. There wasn't enough space in between to lay the beads flat. I tried different sizes and none of it worked. So I'm like, well, okay, this will work. In fact, this will look even better. So I like the way this turned out, actually. And it makes the bottle very heavy, because you got glass on glass. So I've already done the sides and the back. Now I probably should have stopped right here. Just left it like this, because this is nice, right? But, you know, I'm going to put some on the top there. I'm going to start out with the yellow beads. So I put 3 on the edge there. Just like that. And then I'll put 3 on this edge. So it doesn't look too bad. Now I'm going to put the yellow around the top edge. You know, the front edge, and then then the back edge. So it's still looking pretty good, Now I am going to add some orange glass beads to here. So I thought all the colors went together. You have your tan and your green and your yellow and your orange. And these are actually all the orange ones I had. I didn't have any more than this. I think I had one left over. So that worked out good. Okay, so I have all the orange ones on. Okay, well, no, I had to take a couple off. I took 3 of them back off. And then what I did was the hot glue stuck on the glass, the bottle itself. So I just heated it up with my heat gun. I put it on the highest heat, and that melted my hot glue, and I was able just to put my glass bead back on, and I didn't have to use extra glue. So just remember, you can do that. So it doesn't look too bad. Now I'm adding some yellow on top of the orange. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if my camera cut out on me or what was going on. But I got most of the yellow on, so I'm just going to add a couple more. Okay, and then I added these two green. So sorry, those weren't in the camera. I don't know what happened. But those were kind of sticking out a little bit. But all in all, I think this looks pretty good. And mistake number 2, I should have just left it like that. I should have just left it. And it's very heavy, very heavy. But no, I want to put plaster of Paris in between all the beads. So I mix some up. And another mistake is I think I mixed it way too thin. And you know, when you mix up plaster of Paris and you start putting it on, it's kind of cool. And I have a feeling that probably had something to do with what happens next. So as you can see, I have it really thin and I probably should have made it thicker. But I'm just going to stick my hand in there and start slapping this stuff on my bottle. Now I think in hindsight, I probably should have just mixed up enough for this one side right here. Let it dry and then mix up for the next side, let it dry, and so on and so forth. But I don't do that. I'm doing the whole bottle. So I just keep dipping my hand in there, getting some plaster of Paris and smearing it on the bottom. Make sure that I cover up all the holes in between the beads. And it looks pretty good so far. Actually, I think, I don't know, did a couple of them fall off? No, I think it's, there they go, there you go. A couple of them fell off on this side here. Well, no, up at the top too, a couple of them fall off. Look, that one just came off. They're all coming off, and I think it has to do with the plaster of Paris is cool, is, you know, kind of cold. And of course, you got your hot glue on the glass, and then, yeah, they just start dropping off. Pretty sad, actually. My whole project. You'll see in a minute. Do you see those little rounds dropping off on my paper there? Yeah, look at those. I'm like, what am I going to do? Do I keep going or what? I'm like, maybe I can fix this. But look, more and more of them just keep falling off. See that? Look at that. There's about 10 or 12 of them already that fell off. See my hands there? I'm like, what am I going to do? That's when I realized I should have used E6000 and hot glue instead of just the hot glue. But I'm still thinking maybe I can salvage this. So I'm just kind of wiping off the excess plaster of Paris. You see that collection of glass beads down at the bottom? It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Look at that pile. So I go clean up my hands and then I let this dry a little bit, and yeah, they were just, you could just pop that off. Just like that. Will I ever make this again? I don't know. I might. I can't say. I can't say for sure. But here it is. I did take it all apart and I cleaned all the beads and everything. So it's ready to go if I want to do it again. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts. And if you like a video like this where you have a DIY going wrong, let me know in the comments. And I'm sure I can have more of those for you.